In the world of comics, nothing stings like a broken bond. We expect the villains to scheme, but it's the heroes, the trusted friends, the mentors, the lovers whose betrayals hit hardest. Sometimes, a single act of treachery can shatter a team, end a legacy, or doom a universe. From quiet conspiracies to universe-altering decisions, these are the top 10 most shocking betrayals in comic book history. At number 10, Havok joins the Brotherhood of Mutants. Uncanny X-Men, number 219, 1987. When family turns their back, it cuts deeper than any villain's blade. Alex Summers, Havok, wasn't just another X-Man. He was Cyclops' brother, a pillar of the team's unity. But after years fighting side by side, Havok made the unthinkable choice to join Magneto and the Brotherhood of Mutants. His defection fractured the team and family alike. The X-Men, already facing threats from outside, now faced turmoil and mistrust within their own ranks. Cyclops was forced to confront his own brother as an enemy, and long-time friendships were tested or broken. The team's morale dropped, battles were lost, and the X-Men spent months trying to rebuild what Havok's choice had destroyed. Proof that sometimes the wounds from within are the hardest to heal. Havok's betrayal proved that even the strongest bonds can break when the world and your own beliefs are at stake. Number 9. Hank Pym betrays the Avengers and Wasp. Avengers number 213, 1981. Not all betrayals come from battlefields. Sometimes they come from the people closest to us. Hank Pym, founding Avenger, genius, and hero, was pushed to the edge by pressure and self-doubt. In his desperation to prove himself, he secretly designed a plan to attack his own team, hoping to stage a rescue and win back their trust. But when Janet, his wife and partner, discovered the scheme, Hank lashed out, striking her in a moment that would haunt the Avengers forever. That single act didn't just scar his marriage, it shook the Avengers to their core. Trust was broken within the team, with Janet left traumatized and Hank disgraced and expelled. The other Avengers found themselves questioning how well they knew each other and whether even the best among them could fall so far. The emotional fallout lasted for years, casting a shadow over every future reunion and changing how the team handled pain and accountability forever. It wasn't a villain's plot that broke the team, but a hero's pride, fear, and failure, reminding us that the worst betrayals often happen at home. Number 8. Vision disassembles the Avengers. Avengers 500 to 503, 2004. What happens when the heart of the team turns cold? Vision was more than just a machine. He was family to the Avengers. Years of loyalty and sacrifice made him the team's soul. But in one devastating arc, Vision, tormented by his own programming and personal crisis, made a fateful decision. He unleashed a Kree invasion right inside Avengers Mansion. The chaos that followed nearly tore the Avengers apart. Heroes were injured, the mansion was left in ruins, and the trust that bound the team was shattered. Vision's betrayal forced the Avengers to question everything, even their own future. Some members left. Others wondered if they could ever truly trust again. And for Vision, remorse and isolation became his new reality. Sometimes, the deadliest threat to a team comes not from the outside, but from one of their own, proving that even the purest soul can leave the deepest scars. Number 7. Tony Stark sells out the Avengers. What if? 56, 1993. What's the price of loyalty? For Tony Stark, it was $1 billion question. In this what-if universe, Iron Man faces an impossible offer: government money, in exchange for exposing the deepest secrets of Earth's mightiest heroes. Driven by ambition and self-interest, Tony chooses profit over trust, selling out his friends and allies. The fallout is immediate and brutal. The Avengers are compromised, their identities exposed, their unity shattered. In the aftermath, the team is left reeling from public distrust, forced into hiding and hunted by those they once protected. Lifelong friendships are fractured, and the Avengers are no longer seen as Earth's mightiest heroes, but as a broken legend. Tony's single act of betrayal not only destroyed trust, but made it nearly impossible for the Avengers to function as a team ever again. Tony's conscious betrayal forever stains his legacy, proving that sometimes the greatest threat to a team isn't a supervillain, but the temptation that comes from within. When loyalty is for sale, even the mightiest can fall. Number 6, Professor X mind wipes his own students. Deadly Genesis, 2005. Sometimes the greatest betrayals wear the mask of love. Professor Charles Xavier is the father figure of the X-Men, teacher, mentor, and the architect of mutant hope. But Xavier's commitment to his dream hides a dark truth. Over the years, he's repeatedly made the conscious choice to erase memories and alter minds, including those of his closest students, just to protect them, or sometimes to cover up his own failures. For example, after the original X-Men were defeated and captured on Krakoa, Xavier assembled a new team to rescue them, and when some of these new recruits died in the attempt, he wiped all memory of their existence from his students' minds. This act, revealed in Deadly Genesis, shocked the X-Men to their core, making them question whether Xavier's vision of the future was worth the personal costs, and if their trust in him could ever be restored. Every time Xavier played God with their minds, he chipped away at trust, proving that even the noblest intentions can lead to the cruelest betrayals. In the end, the X-Men had to ask themselves, if your own mentor controls what you remember, is he really your friend or your greatest threat? Number 5. Quicksilver manipulates Scarlet Witch. House of M, 2005. Family is supposed to protect you, not play God with your life. Pietro Maximoff. Quicksilver was desperate to save his sister, Wanda, and the family he loved, but in that desperation, he made a terrible choice. He manipulated Wanda into rewriting all of reality. In the blink of an eye, the world was remade. Mutants ruled, the Avengers were powerless, and millions lost their abilities forever. The Marvel Universe was fundamentally changed. Heroes woke up with false memories. Iconic teams like the Avengers and X-Men were scattered or erased. And the human-mutant dynamic was flipped upside down. When reality was finally restored, the cost became clear. Nearly all of Earth's mutants had been depowered, leaving only a tiny fraction with their gifts. This decimation of mutant kind led to fear, despair, and years of trauma and conflict that no hero or family could ever fully recover from. Pietro's betrayal wasn't just of the heroes or of the world, it was of his own sister's trust and her fragile sanity. The cost? The near extinction of mutant kind, and a wound that would never truly heal. When loyalty twists into obsession, even family can become your greatest enemy. Number 4, Hal Jordan destroys the core Green Lantern, Emerald Twilight. Numbers 48 to 50, 1994. What happens when a hero loses everything and decides that hope is a lie? Hal Jordan, once the greatest of the Green Lanterns, was shattered by the loss of his city and everyone he loved. Instead of seeking help, Hal's grief curdled into obsession and vengeance. In one of DC's darkest turns, Hal attacked the very core he once swore to protect, destroying his brothers and sisters in arms to seize their power for himself. In that moment, the galaxy's greatest protector became its greatest traitor. The fallout was cosmic. With the core dismantled and countless lanterns dead, entire sectors of space were left defenseless against evil. Worlds once kept safe by the Green Lanterns were thrown into chaos. Crime and war erupted, and hope all but vanished across the universe. The few lanterns who survived lived in fear and guilt, while Hal's legacy was forever tainted, his actions casting a long shadow over every Green Lantern who would come after him. For years, the universe would struggle to recover, and trust in heroes would never be the same. Number 3. Scarlet Witch destroys the Avengers. Avengers, Disassembled, 2004. When the one you trust most loses control, nobody is safe. Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, was always one of the Avengers' most powerful and loyal members, but grief and heartbreak twisted her reality-warping powers into a weapon of unimaginable destruction. In a single day, Wanda unleashed chaos magic that killed Hawkeye, destroyed Vision, and tore the team apart. Friends fell, the mansion was left in ruins, and the world's mightiest heroes were forced to disband. Wanda's betrayal was personal. She turned her pain against those who loved her most, and in doing so, shattered the Avengers and herself forever. Sometimes, it's not the enemy you should fear. It's the wounds that never heal, and the friend who finally breaks. Number 2. Superboy-Prime slaughters the Teen Titans. Infinite Crisis. Number 4 to 6. 2006. The most terrifying betrayals come from the heroes we thought would save us. Superboy-Prime wasn't just another young hero. He was a symbol of hope from another world. A friend, a teammate, a brother in arms to the Teen Titans. But when Prime's ideals twisted into fanaticism, he turned on his friends with unstoppable fury. In one of DC's bloodiest events, Superboy-Prime massacred the Titans, slaughtering friends and allies who trusted him with their lives. His rampage didn't just end lives, it ended innocence. The world learned that even the brightest hope can become a nightmare when faith turns to obsession. The lesson? Sometimes the greatest danger comes from those who believe they're the only ones who are right. And finally, at number 1, Ozymandias betrays the Watchmen and the World Watchmen, 1986. The most devastating betrayals are the ones no one ever saw coming, not even the people closest to you. Adrian Veidt, Ozymandias, was the Watchmen's genius, their moral compass, and the world's greatest hero. But behind his charm and brilliance hid a secret, a plan to unite the planet, not through hope, but through horror. In one of the boldest moves in comic history, Ozymandias orchestrated the deaths of millions, staging an alien attack with Dr. Manhattan to force world peace, betraying not just his team, but the entire human race. The consequences were staggering. New York City was left in ruins. The world was paralyzed by grief and fear, and the surviving heroes were forced to keep Adrian's secret to preserve peace. Rorschach died for refusing to accept the lie. Dr. Manhattan left Earth, and the very idea of heroism was changed forever. Ozymandias' actions left a wound on humanity that could never fully heal, proving that sometimes the greatest evil is done in the name of the greater good. His actions shattered every trust, rewriting the very definition of heroism and sacrifice. Was he a savior or the world's greatest villain? When betrayal comes with a smile and a master plan, no one is truly safe. These betrayals shattered teams, broke hearts, and changed the course of comic book history. Which of these moments shocked you the most? Did we miss your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into comics' most jaw-dropping betrayals, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and share this video with your fellow fans. Because in comics, and in life, you never know who might turn next.